Welcome back, guys, to Sacred Chronicles podcast. Today, I'm joined with
Anna Katerina
and your co-host Emmanuel Masharia, and today we'll be talking about solitude and friendships. What do I mean? Today we're taking more of a serious approach to educate you guys on the importance of when to know to be alone and when to be in the company of good friendship. Yeah. So, in terms of this, before I ask Anne maybe the question I'm about to ask her, I would say this. When I was reading the Bible early in the week, I sort of noticed that when Jesus was beginning his ministry, once he was baptized, he went into the wilderness, He fasted for 40 days and 40 nights, and he was alone. And then the same pattern repeats itself before he's crucified. As he was praying in the garden, he was also alone. And what I gathered is probably, the lesson I got from that is probably there's some things you need to handle alone. But throughout his ministry, you can also see that he had his disciples around him. He went saying parables, doing miracles and whatever. So basically, he knew when to be with people and when to be with company. As Anne, what do you think for you? What do you think are the right circumstances to be with people, the right circumstances to be alone from a Christian perspective?
Kusema ukweli. Honestly speaking, I think as an individual, you need to learn how to be alone. Like you need to know how to work in solitude, like alone, first of all. So that once you know how to work by yourself, it's easy for you to work with other people. So if you don't understand how you are as yourself, even in like when you're left alone and you're just left to do things by yourself, then there will be no way utakuwa na hiyo njia ya kujuana na or rather work with people. So I think for me, honestly, I have tested being alone and I've also tested being with friends, and all I can say is, well, I'd rather be alone, but nataka watu. But I think even in choosing the people that I want, it also lies on how do I take care of myself if I'm alone? Do I just, sit, am I lazy? Do I procrastinate things? Do I do things out of, I just want people to see me? Or do I do things because I want to be loved and things like that? So it also comes even when I'm choosing my friends, I don't just choose my friends. I have to choose my friends with certain values that agree with me and values that are in accordance to, God and all that. So like if I'm choosing my friends, I have to see if they are aligning with the fruit of the Holy Spirit. And that's very key. Because if I don't have friends who align with the fruits of the Holy Spirit, then bad company ruins good morals. So of course watanipeleka tu kwa shimo. Na mimi sitaki kwenda kwa shimo kama Joseph. So what I'd say is I think I prefer my company most of the time, because that's when my introvertedness inatokeanga. But then now when I'm outside, I also choose, because mimi ni wale watu, I will enter a room and I will read people first before I start interacting with everyone. I'm not those people who are I'm usually the one you approach me so that I'll speak. But if you don't approach me, I won't speak.
Okay. Because I was asking you that question because as we see in Jesus, because time and again what I came to realize is when in the beginning when Jesus was in the wilderness, he prayed and fasted for 40 days and 40 nights. And when you see, one thing to note that is Satan, the two times Satan has appeared in the Bible or has been mentioned, is when the humankind was at its weakest. Like for Jesus, for example, Satan knew that was the weakest form he could ever find Jesus in. And that's why he thought he would he was the most susceptible to falling short. So I think that's why he had to come to him like that. And I feel like in such a case, because Jesus was alone, Jesus knew his mission. He knew what he had come to do, and he knew that this was only a distraction. Because Jesus knows all. Yeah.